paper that put it as bloodshed in Osun. I think that should be the Nigerian Tribune. Yeah, that's the way it has been described. Tension in Osun. And this is, many persons will say, this is not the Osun that we know. This is not how it works. You see, the Nigerian Tribune put it as bloodshed in Osun. The Daily Trust put it as Osun LG crisis. The Punch puts it as Osun mayhem. And I'm sure for residents of Osun State and indigents, they won't be proud of these descriptions and adjectives in which this state is being described. And, rightfully because of that death that happened yesterday. Now, because of the local government crisis, the appeal court judgment that was given February 10, in which both sides of the divide, the PDP and the APC, have been interpreting to suit themselves. Lawyers even have different opinions on this matter. The APC came and said that judgment gave them the leeway, to take back what belongs to them. And they said they are going to go for it. They gave, the information was made public. The Governor Adeleke, on Sunday, had a press conference to say the whole world, please listen. This is what he has seen. This is the report he is getting. And he named for his predecessor, immediate predecessor, to say that's former Governor Yetola, that is the one spearheading the chaos. And he has compromised the Nigerian police and other security agencies. And they are planning to take over, the local government secretariat yesterday. The APC made a counterclaim and said the governor is just misleading the public and all of those things. Now the whole world, Nigerians, Osun people, watched yesterday as some of these guys tried to take over the local government secretariat, as many of them did early in the morning. Videos emerged, but before the end of the day, people died because of the attacks on both sides of the divide. There is a report of 6 persons being dead. Another paper reported 7. Another paper reported 8. But for us on this program, we usually say, even if it is one, that soul, that life is too precious to be lost needlessly. But the Nigerian police made a statement on that matter yesterday evening, and they said their position on, they talked about their position on the matter to say perpetrators will be fished out and nobody will have anywhere to hide, and that the IGP is really strong on that particular. Let me reel out what the Nigerian police said to address the situation. That was yesterday, especially on their X-handle. A press release, Osun local government saga. Police condemns violence, vows to deal with perpetrators. As IGP orders deployment of additional tactical squad to restore normalcy in Osun. In response to the ongoing violence in Osun State, the Nigeria Police Force has condemned in strong terms the incidents that have disrupted peace and safety in the state and vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. These violent actions have disrupted the peace, leading to the destruction of property and the unfortunate loss of innocent lives. The police recognizes that violence undermines the democratic process. Before that, he said the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has taken decisive action by ordering the deployment of additional tactical squad to Osun State to bolster security and restore law and order. That's the position of the police on this matter. And the force reiterates its commitment to clamping down on any violent actors who bent on creating brouhaha and breakdown of law and order in any part of the country. I have with me today, a politician who belonged to one of the divides, the PDP, Lucy Oladile Isaiah, popularly called FOI, is a party chieftain and former local government official as well. He joins us right now in our studios. Good morning, FOI.
Good morning, Mr. Femi. Thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, and let me start this way. That how are you, or let me ask, how embarrassed were you that the situation between you guys, when I mean you guys, the parties involved, have degenerated to the loss of 7 human lives?
Well,
needlessly.
Thank you, Mr. Femi. As I am here, right here seated, I make bold to tell you that I'm not happy. I'm mourning within me. It's quite unfortunate that what really happened yesterday happened. It was an experience we never expected. Because as a government and as an individual living and residing in Osun, I think this kind of situation we are experiencing it for the very first time. And this is orchestrated by the immediate past governor, Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, because it is everywhere on the media, social media. Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola came to Osun. That's the president, the incumbent minister for Blue and Marine Economy. He was in Osun last weekend. He had a meeting with the leadership of his party, the APC, where members of his political parties were there too, at his country home, at Eragbiji. And it was at that meeting that he incited his party members to unleash attack to the people of the good people of Osun State. Because a situation whereby a leader holding such a position could be telling his party members to go to the council, and even when they were going, they will not only go alone, that they will be accompanied to go to the council to forcefully hijack the local government system across the state. So you can imagine what that will result to. And that was the result we had yesterday, where we lost not less than 6 or 7 members of our political party, PDP. We lost 2 people at his country home, at his state, at his hometown, Eragbiji yesterday, killed by political talks of the APC. We lost 2 people, 2 of our party members. At Aloluwa local government, we lost 1 person. At Ikire, we lost 1. At one other local government, I think Ayedade or so, we lost 2 yesterday, just because of selfish interest of a so-called political leader. You recall that the former governor bidded for his 2nd term in office, 2022, and he contested during the governorship election, 2022 governorship election, for his re-election, but he lost. He was holding sway of the affairs of the state. 2018, 2019, 2018 to 2019, year 2020, 21, 22, 4 years. He could not hold a recognized and highly known local government election. He did not hold election. Then it was after his loss for the 2nd term, at July 17, 2022 election, gubernatorial election. It was after that. Then he now thought of holding a kangaroo local government election. A kangaroo local government election, yes, no election that is not known to law. And that was even like about 2 months to his exit from Osun, when the good people of Osun had voted him out, voted his party out of the system. And even, according to the Electoral Act, an electoral umpire is expected to give a notice of election, 365 days notice of election, before any election, either to the local government, to the state, or national election, could be held. So Oyetola lost July, and he knew he was going October, he knew he was going November. Then he asked his own OC again to start arranging for local government election. So every other political party withdrew from participating in the election. And he held that election by his own directive, by his own initiative, with his own INEC, with us OC. They held the election. And, PDP has to go to court. That, okay, this election you are holding is not known to law. It's definitely going to be rendered invalid because you failed to comply with the Electoral House on notice of election. But the APC insisted holding that election. And they held the election. So we filed a case against that election, against the APC and against the then OC. We filed a petition at the Federal High Court. And by the special grace of God, we won that election. The Federal High Court pronounced that election was invalid. They rendered the election invalid because the election failed to comply with the Electoral Act on notice of election. And this another party, APP, also filed similar petition on similar suits again to the Federal High Court, Osogbo, on the same yes-no election. And the same court differently rendered the election invalid and not constitutional for failing to comply with the Electoral Act. And these two judgments, that of the PDP, the judgment came up November 25, 2022.
Right.
That of the APP, the judgment also came up November 30, 2022. The APC filed an appeal on the two cases, separate appeals on the two cases, but they only pursued that of the PDP. They abandoned that of the APP. So it was that of the APP, it was the abandonment of the appeal at the appellate court, appeal court in Akure, that the appeal court dismissed their appeal. That was July, I think that was January 10 or 13, 2025. 2 years after.
All right. Now, I understand, because the issue of these court pronouncements, especially this latest one, the one given on February 10, 2025, has opened, is being interpreted in different ways. Even lawyers, learned persons to say, oh, what APC have been going about to say is only based on inference. What the PDP have been going about to say is based on inference. That Milots were not categorical on the matter. Some would say the Milots were categorical because they said prayers 1, 2, 3, and 4 were granted, and they were silent on the other prayers. And at some point they said, okay, these particular prayers lacked so, and so they could not even go ahead with talking on the other matters because they say it was academic, purely exercise. Just academic exercise. But then we are not trying to cast aspersion on the position of Milots at the court. Before we go back to what happened yesterday, do you think these wouldn't have reason at all if Milots were by letters, lyrically, categorically, in that their judgment that, okay, these guys have been returned or they have not been returned, instead of being just, in a kind of way silent on that matter? Maybe everybody would have known their place.
The judgment is known and is categorically stated. It's categorically stated. I'm not a lawyer.
Yes.
I'm not a lawyer. But having read that judgment, having listened to that judgment or read that CTC, you will notice it's what a layman can even easily interpret. It's what layman can easily interpret. Those lawyers that you see that will be defending or saying the court had reinstated the sacked yes-no local government officers. If you study them, you know them very well. You will know that those are the lawyers who are members of the APC. You cannot see independent lawyers writing and interpreting the judgment to be the fact that the APC sacked local government officers have been returned. No, it's not possible. We independent lawyers who are not political have made their opinions. No,
there are other persons who are not politicians, other lawyers who are not politicians, who have different opinion on the matter as well. Everybody doesn't have to be a politician.
Yes.
The fact that they don't agree with your position doesn't mean they belong to the other camp.
Yes, but I know. But I'm only telling you what is in the public. I'm only telling you what is in the public and the reaction of the masses. All right.
I have with me virtually now on Zoom Kehinde Ayotunji is an APC chieftain and former essay to former governor. He served in some capacity under the former governor, Boyega Oyetola. He joins us virtually this morning. Good morning, Mr. Ayotunji.
Good morning, Femi.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to join you this morning.
Thank you very much. The same question that I asked Mr. Familusina is the same way we asked you. All the descriptions from all the dailies this morning, I'm sure I'm not proud of it. He is not. You yourself, I assume you won't be proud of it because you are seeing captions like tension, bloodbath, bloodshed, crisis, and all of those things. I'm not sure that's the kind of description you want for your dear Osun, in which you have served in some capacities before. And now my question is this. Are you embarrassed that the crisis that has happened, that has taken lives of people, some reported 6, some reported 7 or 8, from both sides of the divide, at the end of the day, was it really worth it? Are you embarrassed that the politicians couldn't handle this matter and these guys have died? Mr. Antuji, can you hear me? Okay, I guess we might have to, reconnect with Mr. Antuji. Same question. That's where I started with it. Now, the different camps have been claiming that they lost persons. All right, Mr. Antuji, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Femi.
Did you hear my question?
Yes, let me first sympathize with the people of the state. What happened?
Oh, my goodness. We will have to reconnect or find other means of calling him, to speak on this matter as well. Same question I was about to ask you, that the APC are claiming they lost persons. The PDP are claiming you lost persons as well. On a particular program yesterday, the National Secretary of the APC. All right, Mr. Antuji, so sorry about the technical age. Please go ahead. All right, maybe we'll find other means of calling him as well. The APC National Secretary, former senator in the state, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, said that the state governor had it planned out, and that even that the APC are saying that is what they wanted to do. It is the chief security officer of the state that's supposed to provide, protection for all. And even if he sees that what the APC has done is not the right thing, there are right ways of going about the matter, not to stage your men, PDP men, goon supporters and hoodlums in attacking those people. That's his position. The PDP as well will say you had no business going into that place in the first place. Nolge, NLC had to issue statement to say that members should not go to that place yesterday. And I think Governor Adeleke has said people should stay at the secretariats for now as well. What exactly? This is power battle. The PDP might say the APC had no chance. They had no legal backing. Why are they there? The APC will say as well, if you are not planning to attack us, why are our people there?
Well, Mr. Femi, directly or indirectly, Senator Ajibola Bashiru is solely being economical with the truth.
How so?
He was part of the leadership of the party that orchestrated this problem. So coming now, going onto a national television, now saying the governor is the chief security officer, he should have known other way around, to prevent this, and that. He was on another national television yesterday. I watched it. I watched the program. It was on national television yesterday, and they asked him, the interviewer asked him, okay, it's Senator Bashiru Ajibola. Now this has happened in Osun. What do you think is the solution, lasting solution to this problem? All right. Then the only thing he said was the president should declare state of emergency.
I will come to that.
Is that democratic enough?
Sorry, I understand that Mr. Antuji is back with us on phone now. Can you hear me, Mr. Antuji?
Yes, I can hear you now, Femi.
Please go ahead with your position.
Yes, it's very sad and very, very unfortunate that we experienced what we happened yesterday, because the last time we experienced such was before 2022 election, when some of our members were killed gruesomely, especially in the South Federal Constituency. It's unfortunate, and we never anticipated this. We are very sad that we lost one of the pillars of our party in Irewole local government, Remi Abbas, and many others. This is not an exciting information as a state, especially as Osun State, that is known for decency, decorum, integrity, and democratic tenets. You understand? And that's a reflection of leadership. But before I go further, I've listened to the guest in the house, and with due respect to him, it is better to always reveal our identity and not to come on radio platform and be hiding under third party, civil society, independent opinion, mullah, and reinforcing the state government and PDP position. You know that these are the positions they are reinforcing that is causing crisis.
Sorry,
Mr.
Antuji,
why some lawyers will offer
Mr. Antuji,
interpretation.
Sorry, if you can hear me, Mr. Antuji.
In English language.
Mr. Antuji, if you can hear me, sir.
They set aside a lower court decision.
All right.
I don't know how a house can stand without any foundation. Is it going to stand on water or is it going to stand on air? So these are the interpretations, and I'm like, if they can come on, I'm a PDP sympathizer or I'm a PDP apologist. You understand?
Mr. Antuji,
who want to sustain rule of law.
All right, Mr. Antuji, sorry.
Development,
so that we clarify.
Let's first establish that.
Sorry, so that we clarify. Mr. Possibly you didn't hear me introduce him. Mr. Fami Lucy Oladele Isaiah is a PDP chieftain, at least from Ijesha land. He has been a local government official before, so I'm not sure he's hiding under anything. If you can see me, the studios.
Maybe I didn't follow you.
I guess as much. Please go ahead.
The last conversation that I had, that I want to say that. So I apologize to you, Barrister family. Now I understand the background you are coming from.
Right.
So I have no problem again with your analysis, because that's the position of your party, and that's the position of the government in the state, and that's the position they use to cause chaos, pandemonium, and to keep people yesterday. So I'm not surprised that position is coming to you. So having said that, when you look at what happened yesterday, and you understand clearly that some of the attack were pure assassination, especially that of Remi Abbas. He was not going to local government at the time he was attacked. The House of Assembly member from Irewole, because his father's house was direct opposite local government, and the third were housed at the residence of the State House of Assembly member. They ambushed Remi Abbas, and it was key. They don't even allow people to have access to his car for almost 3 hours. They overwhelmed the police to know how sophisticated the thug they brought into Osun. This was 2007 that we have explained this level of violence last. Ralph Aregbesola ruled this state for 8 years. Oyedola ruled this state for 4 years. If we have been so ruthless with them in our 4 years, would they be in government today? You understand? This is to condemn and should not be seen. And we envisage it. Because when you look at the press conference of Mr. Governor day before yesterday, you know it was to prepare ground for this orchestrated violence. To blame the minister, to blame the federal government, to blame the APC, and eventually play a victim. It has happened now, and the record is on his neck. That during the admission of Adebola Adeleke, you understand, many people are killed just because they want to claim his legitimate rights. When the Supreme Court said he was the governor, nobody fought him now. We accepted the fact of the thought. When tribunal notified his election, we never said we wanted to move to the government house. You understand? And we would despite the violence, we never engage them. When they said our local government should be going home, when they even have right of appeal, because in a short circumstance, when a lower court notifies election, you should wait for appellate decision. They will still remain in office. Governor Adeleke was in office while tribunal notified election, but they didn't allow our people to judge that case. They said they sent them away. They take them out of the local government. So we never engage them, but we went to the court. Now we have appellate court. The only option for Governor Adeleke is to either get stay of execution or approach Supreme Court, and if the rule says you must not enter local government now. Right. After today, the substitute authority is the appeal court judgment. So they just want to create tension, they want to create violence. It's unfortunate that we have to find ourselves in this, because we are talking about human life now. Governor Adeleke is a creation of law. Chief Nigerian Constitution, it cannot be addressed as the governor. It cannot have immunity. It cannot have power. Begin to float those laws. That means you are betraying the out of office, the out of allegiance.
Mr. Antunji, permit me to come in here. Yes, you know, and you have made your position on the matter, and that's clearly the position of the All Progressives Congress in the state as well. There is a particular video, and I want you to speak to that, in which former Governor Itola was seen, you know, addressing his party supporters, and he said about, you know, this taking over of the local government councils that is what they are going to do, and that those guys, the sacked local government chairman that that made that effort to take over those councils yesterday, should not fear that they will not just go alone. They will be accompanied to that particular secretariat. And many persons will say that has formed, possibly the real reasons why the APC in the state have been emboldened to say our coordinator or the party leader in the state has given us the go-ahead to do that, and that is what they did yesterday. The governor gave that press conference on Sunday and said, this is what we are hearing, this is not right, the president should please rein in, is causing on this matter, don't do this because this is against the law. Some will say the APCs had it coming. You are the one who forcefully went, to execute a judgment that was not given. And that is why everything ended in this position. Because many persons will say, if you didn't try to take over those councils yesterday, maybe those 7 or 8 individuals will still be alive. Is that wrong?
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Let me first say that the either press conference or state address, or whatever you might call it, that the governor addressed day before yesterday was one of the first absurdity. But when you look at the intent and the context of the so-called press conference, it was a soft insult on the president. You understand? That call your nephew to order. What someone's nephew has to do with this? And that statement is not even excessive in nature. It's not parental in nature. It's pettiness. It's like I'm telling you that, Femi, go and talk to your junior brother, or go and talk to your dog. It's an attempt to blackmail the president. It's not only blackmail, it's an insult to the president. It's like when I'm talking to Dr. Adeleke and I said, go and talk to your last born. Is that not an insult? And that's why we said the government even instigated the crisis in the first instance. And let me now come to the issue of former Governor Adegola. What former Governor Adegola said, yes, in the eyes of the law, as today, the local government is not vacant. By that judgment, you are the legitimate authority in that local government. And don't fight anybody, don't engage anybody. The law is on your side, and when it is time, the law will also take you to the local government. And it doesn't take over. We must be very careful. We must be very careful, Femi. You said 2 things now. One, you said taking over. That taking over is the military language. It's autocratic in nature. You understand? The best language is resource. Because the time mistakes, they are reduced prematurely. And said, okay, God said, go and resume. Until you said another thing, like a judgment that was never given. A court of competent jurisdiction like appellate court cannot be talking like a DJ Passman, or cannot be talking with due respect like Barrister Kola Kwalimi, who interprets law the way it treats him. Go and look at the Supreme Court judgment that installed the legitimacy of Governor Adebola Adeleke. They should point out where he said he should continue in office. They said they strike out our appeal, that they formed the objection of Adebola Adeleke meritoriously and they granted it. In fact, they only consider only one issue at the Supreme Court, of the issue formulated by his lawyers. So, but they just want to create unnecessary crisis as far as the matter is concerned. The process is that when you are before a court, you need a prayer, you need a request, you make your prayers, you make your request. And when it comes to grant it partially, they will advance reason why they want to grant it partially. If they want to dismiss it, they will advance reason to dismiss it. If they want to grant it in all, they will also advance a reason. Some lawyers are just have a confusion. This judgment was written in English language. Right. Both the Appeal Court judgment that installed Governor Adebola Adeleke and they should come and point out where the court spoke like a DJ or hype man. That go on, no matter our political interests, democratic development, and that's why when you read that judgment very well, they lash out OSEC. In fact, the court apparently said OSEC lack integrity and they are not responsible. Because they said they were retrobating and approbating. They dedicated 2 pages, you understand, to stop OSEC.
All right. Mr. Ayotunji, yes, because of time, the question I asked that you didn't answer, let me ask again, that is the fact that if, according to you, that resumption of your local council men yesterday didn't happen at the local council, and you didn't try to resume, according to you, possibly those people will still be alive. Would that be wrong?
That is not true. You understand? Tell us, you cannot, because some people want to kill you, and you will not exercise your rights. You have right to movement. You have right to freedom of expression. So because they said, if I talk on Western TV today, they will come and kill me. Does that mean I should not talk again? No, you should not allow anarchy and impunity. The law said they should resume to the office. And the police gave them protection. In most of the places where you see crisis, it's either they compromise the police or they overwhelm the police. In the case of Remi Abbas, they overwhelmed the police. They brought over 500 trucks to Ibadan. Look at all the violence. In fact, all the local governments where our members in India, there was no violence until the state government activated their machinery to be attacking our people. It happened in Boricua, there was no violence. It happened in Velodun, there was no violence. It happens in Isoka, there was no violence.
Yeah,
but it was when they activated their machinery.
You said the hoodlums.
You should not place side by side anarchy and the rule of law.
All right, you said the police were overwhelmed and some persons traveled in 500 buses. How do you mean?
You said?
I think I want you to clarify. You said at what happened at.
Not only specific instance.
Yes, I'm only saying. In the case of what happened with, if I may, in the case of what happened sadly to Remi Abbas, who has died now, you said the police were overwhelmed by hoodlums who traveled in how many buses?
I said you lost 100. They were inside the house of the State of Assembly members' father. I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. We are talking about human life here. Go find out.
So you are saying Remi Abbas? You are saying Remi Abbas wasn't attacked or killed around the secretariat? It was attacked somewhere else.
It was attacked at the front of the secretariat. You know, the house of that House of Assembly member, his father's house was direct opposite local government, and it was a very wide compound. That was where the top ambushed Remi Abbas, and it was attacked and was.
All right, it's a sad
for 2 hours. For 2 hours, those hoodlums
all right.
Road from and towards Asejire for 2 hours.
All right, Mr. Ayotunji, please kindly hang in there.
The Commissioner of Police, that the Commissioner of Police has to mobilize the area commander to that place.
All right.
It was always I confirmed that he was dead. For 2 hours, nobody knew.
Permit me to come in here, Mr. Ayotunji, and you know it's a sad situation. You know, many persons, the
government was the head responsible for this.
The many persons of good conscience woke up this morning, including myself, and I'm feeling this is not the Osun that we want. This is not the way it should be. And for the Mr. Abbas or any other person that has died, it's quite unfortunate. And this is not us justifying, oh, how many persons died on this side, how many persons died on this side. That would be wicked. We are all human beings firstly before we are politicians, and every life matters. I'd like you to hang in there. FY,
I'm here.
You have heard him.
I heard him.
And he has said you laid the table for this anarchy. The governor, you know, in that World Press Conference that he did on Sunday, was only trying to activate what will befall people that tried to resume yesterday. No or yes?
That is nothing but a lie from the pit of hell. Mr. Ayotunji himself knew what he was saying. He understood that he was being economical with the truth. He knew. He's a politician. And now let me just say something here. You asked him a question. That's a viral video where former Governor Yutola was, you know, inciting his party members to go and hijack the council. And he said even when they were going, they would be led to the council. Were they not truly led to the council by their political talks yesterday too? Truly? They were led to the councils to go and hijack, even despite the fact that the governor made the press conference on Sunday, and even the NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress of Sunday chapter, you know, has to order immediate closure on Sunday, immediate closure of all the council secretariat. These people still had the guts by the directive and by the incitement given to them by the former governor to go and break the locks on the local government secretariat and to gain access into the council. They got access into the council where there was no single council worker, no single staff of the council in all the 30 councils across the state. Nobody was there. So why did they even go there? The police were there safeguarding and protecting the council. But these people forced to hijack, to attack the local government secretariat, and they forcibly gain entrance into local government secretariat.
All right.
If that not even foolishness, because why did you even go to what exactly did you do? What file did you treat yesterday?
Let's be careful of the use of our words.
Of what file did you? No. There are some things you do. There are some things you don't do.
This is a family TV.
Were there? We cannot yes. Yeah. What files? How many of them treated file yesterday? So their purpose of even breaking into that, into the secretariat yesterday, right. is of what?
All right.
And then he was talking of Supreme Court or apply APC, PDP laws a case at the appeal court. Ask him, what is the position of the subsisting APP, the case of APP versus APCs and APC, OSEC and others?
All right.
Ask him, because the lower court rendered the yes-no election on the case of APP versus APC and others, rendered it invalid, unconstitutional. They appealed against that case to the appeal court. The appeal court dismissed that case, meaning that they lost at the lower court and they lost at the appeal court. So what is next for them now to do is to go to the Supreme Court.
All right.
But they have even gone back again to the same appeal court, seeking the appeal court for the relisting. For the releasing of their case. Now, you don't do that. They just now ask him now. So they should be the one to go to Supreme Court, not us. Because as at now, the local government system and local government administration in Osun State is vacant.
All right. We will go on this quick break right now. When we come back, the conversation will continue. Mr. Ayotunji, I hope you are still there with us.
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, please hang in there. We'll go on this quick break. By the way, there are many videos, clips that are gory in nature that we can't just put up now because it will offend the sensibility of many persons. Very troubling pictures and videos of people covered in blood, across the state, and this is a very sad situation. Not a proud moment for any serious-minded person in the state, irrespective of the political party. But then we'll go on this quick break. When we return, the conversation we continue, because it's been about allegations and counter-allegations, but Osun people just want to breathe. And I'm sure the APC, the PDP, the APP, any other party, that is what they should want as well. Stay with me. All right, thank you for staying with us. I have with me discussing the crisis that has ensued, especially yesterday, which has claimed the lives of some individuals. And I have the PDP camp and the APC camp here, Comrade Ayuntunji, on with us virtually, and of course, Mr. Familusi with us in the studio here. Comrade Ayuntunji, can you hear us?
Yes, Femi.
All right, very quickly, let me ask you. You've talked about that judgment, and one would say there are many watchers who are not even politicians who are saying what the APC is doing is just to be drawing inference that the courts were not categorical. And I'll give you an example. And they are saying if it's just by inference, the sacked local government chairman, that they, had some of them were in charge of LCDAs, when they were sacked. And so it was more than 30, maybe 57 or so, I stand to be
69.
corrected. Now, 69. All right. That these persons now that we don't have LCDAs again, and you are saying the 30 that were sacked should be returned, what happened to the other 39?
Well, Femi, the issue you are raising now is never before the court of law. You know, and by the time they are back in the local government, you can see it's off all this. It's not because they just want to whip sentiment. You understand? Look, Femi, when you have a prayer before the court, what do you expect the court to do? I don't know whether you have read our prayer before the court, where one of the prayers said the local government chairman illegally sacked should be returned to the local government. You understand?
But was he expressed? I've seen the city, Mr. Antonio, I've seen the CTZ, the certified true copy of that judgment, and there was no place where it was categorically stated that those guys should be returned.
That's why I said, have you read our prayers?
Yes.
Yes, and you have not. You said you have not signed that.
I'm talking about categorical statement that henceforth
by the judge.
Yes.
By the ruling. That's why I said the judiciary cannot speak like a DJ.
Okay.
And that's why I then go and bring where they stated categorically in the Supreme Court judgment that installed Governor Ademola Adeleke and their people, where they say it's continued office. When you set aside a lower court decision, that's the final. The only thing the state government is hanging on is that they have a subsequent federal court judgment that sacked the local government chairman. And their people, they said unanimously that they set aside that judgment. What are you still looking for? The judges in their own magnanimity said in the first instance, the court was even wrong to affect the matter because the fact they predicated the judgment was not the repeat law. You understand? When they said they set aside a decision of a lower court, a primary school student should understand that the higher court's decision remains valid and superior. People just choose their own personal. No, it is not their first time of doing it. When the governor issued executive order to chase away all the traditional rulers appointed by former administration, we said it. They said no, the governor has power to do executive order. The governor has power to do this. When there is a case in court, now a state high court has thrown that the so-called executive order into dustbin of history now. They will still be interpreting it that the governor, they don't need to be lawlessness. So there's no way you can persuade somebody who is just lawlessness. So that is just the issue. When they said they set aside, when they said they set aside a lower court decision, what is the meaning? So you are still asking for a specific order, then does not speak like a beggar.
All right.
You understand?
Please hang in there. Yeah.
They know, but what they want to do is that they just want to hold the entire state to ransom to conduct the Saturday election. Because of the money that involved and selfish interests. So those that they don't want to know, so that when they conduct Saturday election, they will create another constitutional crisis.
All right, Mr. Ayotunji.
The court said that office is vacant.
Let me ask you. Yeah. Let me ask you very quickly now. Since you have talked about the local government election, that your party, the APC, now the state have said the election will go ahead. OSEC, that's the independent body, given the responsibility by the law, that Osun State Independent Electoral Commission have said none of those things affects them. They are going ahead with the local government election. I'd like to ask you, APC as a party, if actually that election hold, will you be part of it? Are you still campaigning? Mr. Antunji, are you with me? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Mr. Antunji. You've heard him.
I heard him.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, all right.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
I thank God.
I've said
I thank God that
yeah,
you
all
have
right.
read the judgment of the Court of Appeal.
Yeah, sorry. The question I'm asking is this.
Yes, I'm answering your question, whether we're going to participate or not.
Yes.
That's not the question you're asking.
Yes.
Yes. I want to ask you, did you read page 24 to 27 of that judgment? If you read that page 24 to 27 of that judgment, the appeal court specifically said that OSEC lacked integrity. It's a pronouncement of the court, it's not my own work. That OSEC was retrobating and attrobating. That they said as a lawyer, they never find anywhere in the rule of the court or the conduct of legal profession where an institution should behave like that. Having said that, when they say your position is not vacant, why do you need another election? The court said that position is vacant. You can only conduct election to an office that is vacant. That is the constitutional responsibility of OSEC. So in this circumstance, there is no vacant in that office. As far as local government office is concerned, they are still vacant.
So the APC will not be participating. So the APC will not be participating.
No, I'm coming. It's only a stupid political party who is holding office legitimacy that will participate in that election. In summary, APC can never participate in that election because there is no vacancy. And that election is not only criminal, it's contemptuous.
All right.
It's a contempt of the court. You must also say this so that when the crisis happens, the governor will not be saying, it's the governor that is authorizing himself to go and conduct election now. If the crisis is wrong, the governor will be saying, when you are standing against the court ruling, is that not a contempt? Is that not anarchy?
All right.
Is that not the breach of oath of allegiance? It's criminal.
Right. All right. And, just like I told Mr. Familusi at time, I know the tensions are high. You are passionate about what you're saying, but let's be careful about the use of words. STUPID. I want to suggest we don't use that because it's a family TV. I understand your position as well. Please hang in there, Mr. Antunji. Let me come back to you. He has said the party, nothing stands, something cannot stand on nothing. And he has said it will be legality for the state and OSEC to still go ahead with that election because the councils are not vacant. That's the position of this side.
That is his own interpretation and that is his own understanding. His
what's your own interpretation?
Now his own narrative. He was mentioning our prayers. Now fine, they had prayers before the Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
But the basic thing, the only thing that this Court of Appeal only did was to treat not even the substance of the case, but just the technicality by saying that the PDP acted on speculation, that the PDP had filed a case before the OSEC then, the Oyetola OSEC then, pronounced the date on the notice of election. That was just the only thing. And now treating all other cases becomes academic exercise. That's just it. But now I asked you a question that you should ask him, that you should put to Mr. Ayotuji. Thank God he's also hearing us. What about the case of APP versus APC, OSEC, and others? The subsisting judgment that nullified that sacked the yes-no local government official. Please ask him.
Mr. Antunji, you can hear you.
Before I proceed, I want him to respond to that. Of the case, that same case, they appealed. That same case.
You have asked the question. Let him
two response. Two response, please.
Okay.
In 1 minute. The yes or no frame they normally use. Let me say it openly here. That is an ignorance of electoral procedure and process. Go and look at the concern of federal government of Nigeria very well. Where you have only sole candidate in an election, you resort to something similar to referendum by yes or no. The concern specifically mention yes or no. So they always use yes or no to disparage that election. I'm saying this that it's a display of electoral ignorance. Yes. And the second question, Femi.
Yes.
When you have a case before the court and you deliberately ignore the case, you don't file necessary document before the court, you abandon your case in court, and the court dismiss the court for lack of want of prosecution. Does that one become our business? Femi, we have 50 cases in court. 14 choose not to prosecute their case. The court dismissed their case for negligence, abandoning their case. We prosecuted our own. We got a valid judgment. The court said our local government chairman and councillors should go back to the. What is our business with that? Just use all manner of interpretation to ridicule. What they fail to know is that they are bringing this state into disrepute and ridicule. Because people will be thinking that, do you think these people are knowledgeable at all? Do you have educated people or legal mind in this government at all? The way they are interpreting the law.
Okay.
The question I ask is this. Does the Court of Appeal struck out the federal court judgment or not? If that is yes, do you have any foundation any longer? Yes, no foundation. The house cannot stand on hill and water.
All right.
The entire process has been thrown away by the Court of Appeal, and that's the law. That's the judgment.
I think he has answered the question.
Unfortunately, Mr. Ayantunji tries to hide under a finger. He did not answer the question I asked him. He knew what I asked him, and as a politician, you did not. As a politician, I expected him to answer. As a politician, wait. Hello, wait, Mr. Ayantunji. As a politician, you have reacted the way I expected you should react. But between you and I, wait.
I have not dismissed the case.
Hello.
Sentiment.
Hello, Mr. Ayantunji.
Mr. Ayantunji, please.
Insert us.
Wait,
please dismiss the case or not. Whether the court set aside, you are a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer.
No, he's not even a lawyer.
Of course, I'm not.
Set aside the judgment.
I am not a lawyer like you.
Please hold on. Mr. Ayantunji, kindly hold on.
Be a lawyer to interpret some of this law now.
All right. Please hang in.
Mr.
Ayantunji,
in the public, we have responsibility to correct him.
Yeah, please hang in there so that we can have clarity.
Now, Mr. Femi.
Yes.
The question I asked, there were two different cases, and there are two different judgments.
Right.
On this same sacked yes, no. I will continue to say yes, no. Local government election conducted by Governor Oyetola. Now, we had two different judgments, and they appealed.
Governor Oyetola didn't conduct election. It was OSIEC.
OSIEC of Governor Oyetola under him. And they appealed. Probably Mr. Ayantunji should go back to his lawyers and ask them. The lawyers know, but they are only, I'm sure, they will have even interpreted the implication of that judgment, that substituting judgment to Mr. Ayantunji. But they are just trying to, cover their face, because this same their lawyers now is now saying when you abandon a case, it means you are no more interested, and you are this and that. You are no more interested. You are treating case. You are treating legal battle as if you are treating your family issue. It's not a family issue. This is you are talking about legal issues here. Now, you abandoned a case, you appealed against APP judgment. APP sacked your local government elected officials. Now you appealed against that judgment. Now you abandoned your appeal. Later, then after like about 2 years, the Court of Appeal dismissed it. The Court of Appeal dismissed it. Then the lawyers now started ranting about, repackaging themselves again on the same case and re-appealing again to the Court of Appeal, pleading to the Court of Appeal that the Court of Appeal should please help them to re-enlist that same case. Now they want to pursue that case. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? And you are saying that judgment is not subsisting. They know it's subsisting. Okay, let us even assume, they struck out the PDP judgment. What of that of the APP that sacked this same local government official? That means it is, as at now, the council is vacant. There are no elected officials at the council. All right. That is in the first of all, that is just because it is in REM. All right. Being it is in REM means that it covers all the parties involved. All right. And it covers all the parties involved.
Let me ask quickly, Mr. Ayantunji, this issue that happened yesterday, The police has issued a statement on it and said perpetrators will be brought to justice, and they are reinforcing the personnel in Osun State, and you know, that they have watched and with they have keenly seen what has happened, and they won't allow it to continue. Let me ask you, many persons are blaming the police on this matter to say there was a crisis that was brewing, that everybody could feel it, that if this thing happened yesterday, there was going to be casualty, and they watched till everything happened that way. Just last night, they now released a statement to say they are going to, you know, fish out everyone that has caused commotion. Did you think the police dropped the ball on this matter, that they could have done more and prevent this carnage that happened yesterday?
Yeah, I can say everybody undermine what the state government is meant to do. I just assume that police also undermine what the state government was up to.
But the governor spoke on it.
So that is what really happened yesterday. Nobody can ever imagine that the government will instigate that magnitude of violence, mining and killing. And so maybe the police thought we have capacity to stem it, or it eventually boomerang, and it appears to have beyond the power of the state command of the police. And before I go, let me say this: the case they are parading, APC and PDP. There was never written address over this case. He says, listen to me. No issue was determined before the court. When you abandon a court is not a Father Christmas. But in our own case, we argue our case, we file a very strong written address, we presented authorities that protected us, and the court in their own wisdom answer our prayer. What's our problem? These lawyers should be very careful and not just cause any problem again. This justice is
all right. Mr. Otunji,
you think justice about people?
All right. Because of time, Mr. Otunji, let me quickly come in here.
Of January 30th, January 10th, February 10th, rather.
Can you hear me, sir?
Because are not stupid. When you abandon your case, you don't prosecute it, they dismiss it.
All right. If you can hear me, the National Secretary of your party made a position yesterday on a live chat that the government and the president should declare a state of emergency on this stage because of the violence that was witnessed yesterday. Is that the position of the party? Is that your own position as well?
Well, to me, that's the opinion of National Secretary, which is entitled to. But to me, as Kendi, I don't believe in that.
All right.
It's not only undemocratic, you understand? It is also against what we are preaching. You understand? To me, and that's why I say it's opinion. And that's my own personal opinion.
All right.
Our own position is that the constitutional authority, especially security agents, should stand up to restore the mandate of our people, and the government should also be responsible.
All right.
It's a creation of law.
All right.
It's a beneficiary of law. If there is no law, Governor Ademola Adeleke will not have immunity. He should also respect the court.
All right.
That's my own position.
Quickly, you know, if I can squeeze in this, does this have anything to do with 2026 Guba election?
Well, there are two different things.
Okay.
INEC, as of today, they have not released the timetable for 2026 election. The process has not even started. They're not giving a notice. But the issue is this. The law says an APC local government chairman should go back to their councils. That's the position for now. When it comes to the 2026 election, we address that.
All right.
But the issue before us now is the governor and all other constitutional authority are under obligation to obey this court judgment.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Mr. Otunji, if you can, please hang in there. We are crossing on gradually right now, and I'll be taking your position. The National Secretary of the party said, let there be state of emergency because the violence cannot continue. Nobody should die again. You think that's extreme?
That is exactly what they have been saying, and that has been the general decision of the party. Because since last week, if we have been monitoring their handwritings on their Facebook pages, this is Mr. Ayotunji now. If he asked me to mention names of those his party members and party stalwarts and party leaders who have been writing since last week, okay, anarchy is coming to Osun, state of emergency will be declared, this we are watching, a particular something is coming, we know the governor will not obey, but with that, they have been saying this since last week. Even before the judgments, they have been saying this because they already knew what they were cooking on their own. So for the national secretary of their party, who is a former senator, so like people said that on the national TV, you will know that is the position of their party. And here is this. Let me just tell you this. Thank God, Mr. Ayotunji himself even said it is undemocratic. He could say that probably because he's not aligning with the ambition of SRJ.
He has his own opinion.
He has his own opinion.
And his opinion is valid.
We understand the game ongoing, Mr. Femi.
So what's the game?
I'm a politician, he is a politician.
Tell us, what's the game? What's the game?
It's about 2026 too. These people, they know they cannot return to council. They know they are not going to council. It's not about the local government. They know under the law, in the face of law, the local government is vacant. Well, they know themselves.
He has said, you listen to him, that this is not about 2026.
It is about
the race has not even started.
He's a politician.
Possibly you are the one, your party is the one who is so concerned.
If I were in his position,
yes.
If I were in his position as a droning person, if probably my party is droning, as the APC is droning now, you want to hang on anything, probably that could be a saving arena. He knows what he's saying. He's a politician and he understands the game. For the fact that this thing is about, they know they are not returning to the council. They know in the face of law, they are sacked.
But they have returned yesterday.
They have returned yesterday, forcefully. With who? Under who? By what order? He's now saying the security agencies should return them to the council. Is it the responsibility of the security agencies to return you to the council? And this is about common sense. Is it the responsibility of the security agencies or DSS or police or army to now say, okay, all of you, come, go to your council?
FOI, as at this morning.
Are they having the sacked elected officials? Look at when ask him, are they still having their certificate of return with them?
All right.
As certificate of return not be withdrawn.
I understand we must go, but now people have died. We can't, either it's APC or PDP, we can't afford to see
Mr. Governor had order yesterday.
Let me just ask you so that you answer together. We can't afford anybody.
We don't even want it again.
To die.
No, we don't want that again.
What's next? What should we do on this matter?
What we need to do is this.
You as a party chieftain.
Yes. My governor had initially on Sunday, my governor called attention. My governor called attention of all the security agencies. He was even hammering them, attaching them to the reaction of former Governor Yetola that is in conniver with the security agency. The security agency did not make a single statement. They did not respond to that yesterday. Now, he had also issued another statement yesterday that regardless of a political party, everybody should move away from the council secretariat. So I think that settles that. So if APC fails to forcefully go to council secretariat, then the PDP also abstain from the council secretariat, then there won't be anything. So we have agreed as party that we are not going there. Then they should also comply with that directive.
By influence, you are saying if APC should return today, then violence will still be meted at it.
We won't be there. Let them go and do whatever they want to do there. Okay. Anything they want to do. It's just a mind game.
All right.
It's just a mind game. Let them go to the council secretariat and be doing their mind game.
All right.
We are not more interested because the security of lives and property of our people is important to us.
And that's the responsibility.
That's the responsibility
of every government.
So we are there
to keep everybody alive.
We love our
irrespective
people.
Of the
we love our
parties.
people and our people love us. They love the governor and the governor love them.
All right. We want to sincerely thank you for your time. Mr. Kende, to give Castillo, thank you for your time and your take.
Thanks so much. I'm very grateful.
All right. And Mr. Familusi Oladile Isaiah, popularly called FOI, thank you for your time and your take as well.
Thank you for having me here.
On this matter, the life, just like Goodluck Jonathan said, and this particular segment of his has been coming almost every time, and it has shown that it is very valid. No blood of any Nigerian is worth, or no ambition of any person is worth the blood of any Nigerian. It's not worth it at all. So let's do what is right and prosper. This state is known to be a very peaceful state. And so when you look at the papers today, and all you saw the adjective yourself, bloodbath, bloodshed, tension, crisis, killing. That's not what the state of Delivering Spring is known for. We should do better, irrespective of the political affiliations. Femi Ojo is my name. Thank you for being on the program with me. You can have you know, the recap of this program on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television and all the exciting programs. So share, like, subscribe, and for more exciting and exciting programs like these and more. Again, I'm Femi Ojo. God bless Osun State. God bless Nigeria. Please keep safe. Bye.